two,
See,
1, 2.
Looking over here, everything looking good. This guy's fine. Like the cholo style. That's right.
Whenever you're ready.
Let's rock this bitch, man. All right, hit that intro. And we up and live. You know what it is, people? It's the one and the only. It's the Notorious American Cholo Podcast, coming straight out of North Hollywood, California. My name is Gil. I am the American Cholo, and of course, like always, my co-host Boo Boo Bear is in the house.
That's right. What's up? What's cracking? What's cracking?
Chris working over there. You get Chris, he blew you up again, fool. There you go. There you go.
There it is. That's right.
You're supposed to hit that one, Chris. See, you're supposed to hit this camera, Chris, for Boo Boo Bear.
This is.
No, is it?
We're on 3.
Oh no, we changed it up to that one. We changed it up to that one.
You guys got nervous. I'm here. You guys got nervous, huh?
We got new gear.
Too many cameras up
We
in this
got
motherfucker now,
we got
dog.
new gear. We're stepping up our game up, homeboy.
Damn.
We're stepping up our game up. Back to me, Chris. Let's do this, homeboy. Give me that transition. Look at that.
Those sponsors, huh? Paying a lot of money.
Not enough, homeboy. That's dirtbag sponsor. You owe me some money, you dirtbag. He's like, hey, look, that's my commercial. I said, yeah, you ain't paid for that commercial for like fucking 5 months already, homeboy. All right, man. So let's get this thing going. It's a great mood already. Let me get my glasses for this.
I should have forgot my gaffers too, man.
Let me get my glasses for this, homeboy. Let me put my boxing voice on for this.
Just do it. You practice it?
From tagging on the gyms of the Ten Goosen, from tagging on the walls of the Ten Goosen Gym to clean the restrooms as a teenager, working his way up to becoming a professional trainer to now owning this world famous gym, who has trained the likes of Floyd Mayweather, Gabriel and Rafael Ruiz, Shane Mosley, Chico Corrales, just to name a few. Please give it up to my homie from Van Nuys, California, Mr. Ricky Funez.
Now we're talking. But I know you did your homework.
Yeah.
I love it, but I gotta correct you on something.
Tell me.
Training. I work with all those fighters.
Right.
So training is my partner Joe Goosen, you know.
Oh, I know.
But I just had to correct it because then people say, "What the fuck are you training? What?"
No, the gym. The gym.
Okay, now we're talking.
The gym that you come from.
There we go.
Is a world famous gym that has
Perfect.
trained all those people.
There we go.
So under your belt of that gym.
Oh hell
you
yeah!
have
There we
all
go.
those,
Now we're
right?
talking.
Don't make us talk about when you got jumped. Fool.
Oh, I want to hear the story after too.
Yeah.
All right, man. So let's get this thing started, Ricky, man. Where were you born and raised, my man?
Man, I was born in Honduras, 1977.
Wait, eres catracho también?
Oh, you know it, 100.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm an American now.
That's right.
right.
Of course.
You know, I love this country. I love the USA. Like they call it the USA, man.
Isn't it always seem like the people that were not born here are the ones that want to shit on this country, but the ones that were not born here know how beautiful it is over here?
100%, man. You know, look, don't get me wrong. I'm from Honduras. I love it, but I grew up here. I came here in 1984. But this is my country. This is where I became a U.S. citizen. I think if I would have got deported before I became a U.S. citizen, I would have been talking smack, you know. But
You would have been over there. You would have been banging your worst enemy. You would have been La Mara Van Nuys.
18 or Mara or something, and include Van Nuys into it.
You would have been La Mara Van Nuys. Your homies would be like, what the fuck is this thing? Hey, fool, I got to survive.
Yeah, I would have got a wheeler from one of my big homies and shit.
All right, man. So, talk to me. What age did you come from Honduras?
I came at 7 years old.
Oh, shit, we kinda got the same story,
1984.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you came here at 7. Where'd you move to?
Straight to Van Nuys, bro. Van Nuys. I went to Van Nuys Junior High, Van Nuys High School, Van Nuys Middle School. What did I just said that? And then elementary.
Yeah.
Puro Van Nuys.
Yeah, puro Van Nuys. That's it. Then I got kicked out and I went to Hale Junior High.
No, why'd you get kicked out?
Fighting, man, fighting.
For the hood or what? Or just
No, just fighting. I was a troublemaker. I was a troublemaker. You know, as a kid, I just loved just getting down sometimes.
And how did you end up eventually? Because how did you end up eventually like getting around the gang members? Was it at school or?
You know what? I grew up in Van Nuys, so I went to Van Nuys Elementary. So a lot of the guys that were, you know, with the business when I growing up were already growing up with me. So Van Nuys Junior High, Van Nuys High School. Then I went to Milliken and getting kicked out, bused to different schools, and there was no way around it. Look, I grew up in a good home. My mom, my dad, good parents.
Right.
And people say, well, you know, how can you be in a gang if you grow with it? I chose that route to be with my homies and hang out with them and chill with them and go steal jeans from the surplus store, you know, run out, do runs, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
A toda desmadre.
Yeah, but you know, look, there's a lot of stuff that I could say I regret, but it was a great experience what I went through.
Right.
And I could speak about it. I'm here with you now.
That's right.
American Cholo, who would have known? You know, I'm here telling the story of the great experience that I had in life, you know, from coming here in 1984, growing up in gangs, going back to Honduras, being in the military at 14.
So wait, no, slow down here.
I was gonna start a pattern, but I have to, you know.
Slow down. Okay, so was this before or after you got caught right in the wall of the gym?
This is right, give you another, right before, yeah, right before I got caught by Joe Goosen.
Okay, tell me the story.
Okay.
All
right.
Tell me how it first started.
So I was in Van Nuys Junior High. We're coming, you know, every day you walk. But first, you walk through the courthouse to make sure you catch any enemies slipping at the courthouse. I never got caught slipping there, but
you got to say that story.
but that's where you catch people. You know, from coming from Van Nuys Junior High, you go to hang out in front of the courthouse, and after that, oh yeah, that's where we catch you guys. That's okay.
Pretty much, fool.
Damn, man.
You know, after that, I was walking. Me and my boy Dino, his name's Carlos Melara, one of my good friends, walking through the school, and he had a scriber, and I tagged Daffy, BVN, and I didn't know that from the inside
You can see
you could see me.
Oh, no way.
And I'm tagging Daffy,
And you got a bunch of
BVN,
boxers
back, yeah. And there was a guy that we grew up in the neighborhood. His name is Larry Loy. You know, he was a professional boxer, and he goes, yeah, that's the kid Daffy. And I see this tall white boy come out, Joe Goosen. I didn't know, you know, I didn't know, you know. He made Gabriel Rafael Corrales and many world champions. And he goes, come over here. He goes, this is like a week later after I tagged.
Right.
Still, people could see, you know.
Yeah.
From the outside, and he goes, "Did you tag on my? Did you write on my fucking mirrors?" And he's scary as white boy, you know. He's young.
Like, no.
I go, "No." He goes, "Well." Fucking Larry Lloyd comes out. He goes, "Yeah, you Daffy, man. Why are you tagging in our gym?" And I was just shooting bricks. And after that, Joe has never lost me. I've been with him ever since.
Wow.
Yeah, that changed my whole life. Look, if it wasn't for boxing, if it wasn't for Joe Goosen, I don't know what would have been the outcome of my life. But thank God. You know, God works in mysterious ways.
So after that, that's when your dad sent you back to Honduras?
So after that, I was still messing around.
You were still
I was.
You just had respect for Joe in the
for
gym.
Joe, correct. I was still out there doing my thing. I would never bring that stuff in there till later on. My dad goes, "Hey, we're gonna go on a vacation." I go, "Oh man, we're going to Honduras," and we're driving. Well, so this is a whole pattern. I'm gonna tell you. I hope we got plenty of time. So my dad goes, "We're gonna go to Honduras. We're gonna go visit your grandma." I go, "All right, cool." And my mom cries. Like at 3 a.m. I go, "¿Por qué llora, ma? Porque I'm just going on vacation." She goes, "Sí, hijo, te cuidas." You know. And I go, "Oh." So we're going to Texas, Mexico, and guess what? My dad's car breaks down in what's this part by Chiapas? It's called. Somewhere in Mexico. The name will pop out right now. So the car breaks down, and then my dad has to come back to the United States and get parts for the car. And I'm having a blast for 2 weeks in Mexico. My dad leaves me with some unknown people.
How old are you this time?
I was 14.
Okay.
14, I go, fuck, I had the best time of my life. After that, we drive into Guatemala, Salvador, and Honduras, and I'm there having fun. The vacation's over, and my dad comes up to me. He goes, "¿Sabes qué? I'm going to tell you something." He goes, "Te vas a quedar acá." What? So I got kind of rebellious, talking back to him. He goes, "Hey, talk to me." So he left me with my uncle. He was a colonel in the military. And I'm talking about, this is not a joke military school. This is the top shit.
Right.
14, everybody else was 18 and over. I cried for the first 6 months. Let me tell you something. It was brutal because physically they abuse you. Verbally they abuse you. And the training is not like here in the United States. You know, over there they beat the shit out of you. I hung in there. And, you know, I got depressed. I got very lonely at times. I wanted to shoot myself. Not kill myself, but I wanted to shoot myself on the leg or something so I could get out of
shit. Get me out of here.
So I could get out of the military, you know? And things went through my mind, you know? Thank God I didn't do it. So I spent 2 years there, came back. I was a whole different man. tight ass pants. I was skinny. I was 135 pounds, wearing 45s, 50 jeans. Levi's. You know how that goes.
Yeah, we do.
And when I get back from Honduras, my mom buys me a size 32, fucking tight ass jeans. I wear those now, and I go, fuck, it feels comfortable, But back there, you with your homies, you want to look, your Ben Davis. I never liked wearing Ben Davis, but I did wear my Levi's and my Dickies.
That's right.
My painters, los pintores.
Right.
And, it changed. It was good for a while, and then I started getting more deeper into it with my homies. The ones that I didn't see for a while, I started gangbanging again, and I ended up going to prison, getting out.
What year was that you went to prison?
I'm gonna tell you the story. First, I wanted to hit YA. Yeah. I wanted to hit YA like everybody, every kid. Oh, I want to go to junior hall. Boom. I turned 18 right when I hit county jail. I hit county jail. I did probably 2 months in county jail when the 9500 got out. In 1997 is when I did 2 years. I went to Arizona, Eloy. I was there I bumped into one of my boys in there, Clavo from Van Nuys as well. He was my cellie, which was cool. Right. He got kicked out after that, and I just ended up doing my time there fighting a case for transporting drugs. And thank God I beat the case, for 2 years.
Oh, so you were fighting for 2 years?
Yeah, I was fighting for 2 years.
Oh, man, they were trying to break up the time.
They were trying. Oh, yeah, over there at that time, you get the OZs. Because I went to Puerto Pañasco in the Rocky Point with people, if they don't know that, Rocky Point. I got caught in Nogales. From Nogales, normally you get bailed out. And I told the arresting officer, I go, can I get bailed out? He goes, yeah, you could wait till Monday. Monday turned into 2 years. I never got bailed out. Fuck. With the hopes. You have that hope. Fuck, I'm going to get out. And that day never came.
That was a long-ass Monday.
That was a long-ass Monday. Fuck. And then all Tuesday, I was freaking immigration, I was fighting for my deportation. Yeah,
So throughout all this time when you're out there acting a fool and all that, would you still go by the Goosen Gym?
All the time. Yeah, all the time. Joe.
And how did you guys build such a good relationship?
Joe, we talk about it because it's funny. We trained Brad Pitt one day, and Brad Pitt is training in the gym. And, I'm not starstruck. I'm used to it. So I see Joe training, and I guess Brad Pitt found something that he likes about me, and the chit-chatting and all that. He sends me to Krispy Kremes. At that time, they had just opened the first Krispy Kremes in Van Nuys.
Oh, that's right.
So I went over there to buy him a fucking 5 boxes of Krispy Kremes that he wanted. And one day, Joe goes, hey, Ricky, Brad wants to tell you something. I go, what is that? He goes, he wants to invite you to the premiere of Fight Club. The fuck? And I go, what? For real? I didn't have no suit or anything. Yeah. Joe loans me a suit. You can see that the suit arms hanging through my my fingertips. What the fuck? So I looked like a clown at the premiere, But it was the best experience, and being acknowledged by a big celebrity like Brad Pitt is an honor.
Of course.
And that's how Joe brought me in. He goes, I'd rather have you be with me in camp than you be on the streets. So I started doing camps in Big Bear with Gabriel and Rafael Corrales when they were world champions, actually.
Right, the Corrales brothers.
Yeah, Gabriel and Rafael Corrales, good friend of mine to this day. And little by little, I started changing my life. But, I was still involved doing my thing. They didn't have to know about what I was doing,
right.
But I was still doing my thing. And I'm still here.
When did you eventually, let's say, I know you're kind of like me. I saw some of your stuff when somebody asked, hey, you still from Van Nuys?
Oh, yeah, you're still from Van Nuys, but, I never got jumped in. I don't affiliate myself in that lifestyle anymore,
But you still got love for the hood.
Oh, I still love, I love it. I see my homie Peanut and a bunch of Duke and, they're the close.
Jocks.
They're the jocks. My good friend Manny, that's one of my best friend, Manny, Duke, and Peanut.
Those
Peanut's one, yeah, those are my good people. They've been... they were the business, but they're really good people.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So
when was the year that you can probably say was your pivot point when you finally said, you know what, I'm not gonna go out there and gangbang anymore. I'm gonna start really focusing on.
When you know what, I thought I was gonna change when my daughter was born. My first baby, my first daughter. This was 1995. Okay. My first daughter, Bianca, my beautiful daughter. And I said, I'm gonna change my life, and didn't actually.
You got a case in 2 years later. So obviously you did.
It did it, I wanted to make that easy money, and you know, I had a great mother. The mother of my kids is a great mom, and she was always stuck by my side. You know, Tina was great mom to this day. You know, we like any relationship that you have with a mother of your kids.
That's a good relationship.
You are, yeah. She's always even to this day. She's by my side. You know, she's a great mom, and we have a good relationship with the kid because of the kids. Right. You know, I have another daughter named Sadie. That's my baby boo boo. But what age can I tell you that I started? I think it was at 33.
Oh, so later on.
Yeah, but you know what? But the funniest thing that I did change my life at the age of 33. I wanted to not party. I didn't want to. I never drank. I never liked smoking. I never did none of that.
Yeah.
But at the age of 33, I went to church. I got baptized. You know, not that I'm trying to sound so religious. You know, but that's where, you know, people always, when they're going through a hard time in their lives, people always find God in church. Yeah. And you know, that's because I was a Catholic, and from Catholicism, I converted to Christianity. And people always, people ask, well, how can you do that? You're a Catholic. Yep. Well, because then I started reading the Bible, the Word. You know, I started reading the Bible, and I wanted to say, well, wait a minute, how come I never listened to this when I'm to go listen to the priest talk?
Mass.
And I could say that, brother. You know, it changed my whole lifestyle. Definitely. But I'm not saying I was perfect. But then at that time, I was a womanizer from the age of 18 to the age of 33. That when I wanted to stop, the mother of my kid goes, "Hey, I can't tolerate this shit no more. I can't. You know, no trust." So she left me.
Rightfully so.
And you know what? I don't blame her.
Yeah,
I don't blame her at all. We try to work things out. I just guess I could be a little bit prideful as a guy.
Prideful.
You know, it'll mess you up. Yep. And you know, I always still remember to this day. She's a great mom.
So how did you go from, you know, if you look at the larger picture, go from cleaning, I'm sure the restroom, sweeping up all the guys' shit, you know, picking up the spit, the blood.
Rocky Balboa. Rocky Balboa.
Doing all the dirty, grimy work.
I was a water boy.
Did you have to buff out your own graffiti?
He tried, but it's funny. It's funny that you said that. Yeah. I tried. I couldn't because it was scribed in. So but you know what? No, it's funny. I'm gonna tell you. It's a funny story. I know you want to, but I'm gonna tell you that story. So I couldn't get the tagging of the window because it's all scribed in already. 1994 comes. What happens?
Riots.
No,
92.
Come on, that's 92.
Earthquake.
Oh, yeah,
the earthquake.
That's
the earthquake happens.
No,
yeah, cracked it. They have to change it up.
I broke the window.
So now going forward, 15, 17 years later, Joe Goosen goes, "Hey, Ricky, I'm going to take some time off from boxing. You want to take over?" I go, "Oh, man, yeah." So I started putting the gym on blast. I put new windows, mirrors, and everything. Yeah. And maybe like a year into the gym, someone comes and fucking tags on my gym. Tag on my fucking gym. But the worst thing about it is an acid. They tag with some tagger in it. Yeah. I wish it was a gangbanger or something, but it was a tagger that I couldn't even fucking understand what it. Yeah, it was a tagger. It wasn't no MCP, but
At least the hood, you would have like, let me find this guy.
Yeah.
Make some phone calls.
It should have been Chaka or something.
Chaka or Retina or somebody, man.
The world came full circle.
Oh, it came circling, and I wasn't mad about it because I was at that age.
You had to laugh at it.
Oh, I laughed. And Joe, if you ever speak to Joe Goosen, Joe will tell you the story. He goes, "Now you know how I feel, right?"
Yeah, that's great, man.
Oh, it's hilarious.
So then that's how you go from, literally mopping up spit and blood to years later.
Well, look, it goes way further before that. Joe had me in the gym carrying Gabriel and Rafael's fucking bags when we travel. I had to organize a big duffel bag that Joe Goosen would have. You have. Ooh, sorry.
You get that fucking right hook.
There you go. That was a right hand. You had Joe Goosen duffel bag fixing every fighter's cup, headgear, gloves, all set up nice, and we took that everywhere with us. Now there was times that he couldn't take me in the camp, so what I would do is go train at the Jet Center with Blinky Rodriguez. Nice. That's when that's when the Peace Treaty started in 1994.
Okay.
Blinky would have boxing programs in his gym, and then Lily says, and I go, "I can't afford it. I can't pay the gym." Well, she goes, Lily will say, "Hey, well, Ricky, you want to come? You got to clean." So I will have to be in the bathroom picking up gum, and I see shit all over. I'll go, fuck. But you know what? It's a good experience because years forward that taught me that, okay, because there's kids that come to my gym and they can't afford it. I try to help a lot of people, but I can't help everybody. Right. So there's kids that come to my gym and goes, yeah, okay, you can't afford it, I'll help you out. And I even tell the parents, I'll help you guys out. There's, you don't have no money, but I need your son to, after the gym, to help me stay clean. They're good with it for the first 2 weeks, but after they don't want to clean. You know, these kids are not the same as when we grew up, you know, and it's sad because it's very simple. Pick up the trash, take it out, pick up whatever gum was on the floor, and they don't want to do it. But so that's why I tell my story sometimes. I want to help every kid out there. Even on my own homies, sometimes I tell them, hey, bring your kid. Let them work out. And I give them the opportunity and they don't want to. And it's, you know, I can't.
No huevo nada.
What's that word? How's that saying go? You could bring a horse to drink water, but you can't force him to drink it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Hey, so what's your street record fucking fight, homeboy?
I'm going to tell you. I was a badass street fighter. And I still am to this day, I believe, you know.
Let it be known, bro.
Yeah.
Let it be known.
38 street fights, you know. I fought a lot of different people. You know, it could be from my homies to different people from different neighborhoods or just regular people on the streets. Yeah, it's a how can I say? It's an adrenaline rush. Scary, but I like fighting.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you know how to box. You already, you're like,
you know,
they're looking at this fool. He's all skinny because you were much lighter back then. So I'm sure it was guys trying to press up when you come out the pinta.
Yeah, hey, right now the people on the other side, let him try to pull that on me. I'll fucking blast his ass. Yeah. Look, we all have that mentality. I have that too.
I got the burner too.
Yeah, I got the burner. Going to that story, actually, that happened to me in 2014. Actually, just recently, you could say that I was fighting for a case. 13 years they were trying to give me. I'm not racist. Everybody could be racist in their own way, I could say. People always say, well...
Road rage.
Yeah, well, people always come out and say, well, that's racist. You can't say nothing no more because people are so sensitive now. Look, we all, even the racist people are racist themselves.
Yes.
I think we all have that racism in our system, especially when you're in prison or when you're in... I'm not saying I'm a hardcore gangbanger. Don't get me wrong. I did my work. I put in my work, but I wasn't that kind of gangbanger that got credentials and went to Pelican Bay. No, I just did my time in the feds and I went to Medium South and County Jail and that's it. I'm not saying I'm a hardcore gangster, but I could defend myself and I did put in my work. And where was I going with this story?
You were going about the case that you caught and almost got 13.
So in 2014, I was like helping some kids out, young black kids, you know, good prospects. And one of them, they were from the streets. They couldn't afford it. And I go, hey, that's fine. I'll help you. I'll just help clean the gym. Days go by, they're cleaning. And one day, one of them, son goes, hey, you know what? We're not no nigger slaves. We're not gonna clean no more. Oh, nigger slaves? What the? Bro, I clean the gym. I clean the gym to this day. My nephew cleans the gym and he fights professionally as well. I go, how is that disrespectful? Well, F this and how this, and then this is 4 black guys. And I'm talking about they could fight. One of them was the dad that he just spent 10 years out of prison. He had just got out and we were cool. And the tension started getting crazy. And you know, I said, I'm not no fucking punk either. So I always carry my gun. So at that time, I see them stepping up to me. And I said, I ran like a little bitch to my car. And I got my gun. I said, you know what? Because at that time, I said, I seen this guy from Dodger Stadium get fucking kicked and he's on a coma and everything by 2 guys. Yeah. Imagine 4 guys that could fight.
They're gonna beat
you know,
down.
Yeah.
Beat my ass. Especially, they'll have that racism in there. Fuck this beaner. Fuck this Mexican. You know. So I went to my car, got a pistol, and this is the scariest thing when you on a rage and you're pissed off and you touch a pistol, you know you want to pull it out and you're going to do whatever you want. I grabbed that pistol and just something changed my mindset. My intention was not to kill that guy, but I wanted to shoot him on the leg just to make a statement.
Right.
I said, I'll just do 7 years. You know? Attempted murder. And then
do that on my head.
Yeah, you know. No, you look, being in jail for 6 months or a year is hard. It's hard timing and when you're not used to that, you know? So I grabbed the pistol. I'm walking towards that guy. And my mind is just focused on him. Then I see this guy when I'm about to pull the gun on him on the leg. I see someone grab the pistol, try to grab the pistol from me. So now we're wrestling. I go, fuck, if they take this from me, they're going to shoot me. So we're wrestling, and I said, I'm just going to let one go. So I let one go, boom, and it goes under the ring. And everything, as soon as I shot that, my mind just cleared. What the fuck did I just do? What did I do? And I see everybody running. It's like a movie, seriously. Yeah. Everybody starts running, and I go, fuck. Call the cops. The dad that spent 10 years in prison is calling the cops outside.
Oh, shit.
And I go, fuck. I go, so-and-so, I'll put the gun away. Don't call the cops, and it's just you and I handle it. You and I one-on-one. He goes, no, you try to kill me and my kids, this and that, blah, blah. So I said, fuck, if I stay here. So I take off. They raid the gym. The cops full of SWAT and everything. And I call my lawyer, and I go, Mike, fuck, I took out the gun. I let one go. Because, Ricky, there's nothing you could do until you get arrested.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I go home, take out my toys and blah, blah, blah. And normally people are waiting to get ready at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
Nothing.
At 10 o'clock, my whole unit, the helicopters, black and white, on the cover. It was so embarrassing. I mean, the neighbors think I'm a drug dealer or something, And I go to jail, and I go, I want to talk to my lawyer. As simple as that. They were trying to give me 13 years. Mm-hmm. So I was inside fighting. I bailed out. My boy Manny from the bail bonds bailed me out. I'm fighting my case from outside for a year. And he goes, Ricky, the best thing we could do is we're going to give you 13 years. What the fuck? What do you mean 13 years? So you know what? I had to find me a new lawyer. Yeah. And I found a lawyer named Andrew Kaufman, one of the best lawyers ever. So we're fighting our case still. And he goes, Ricky, look, I got you the best deal. You should have done with me. You were not, because they charged me with a felony. Right. Which, if I didn't have the first lawyer, that would not have been there. So my second lawyer goes, your first lawyer screwed up. Now you have to plead for this. Because now, instead of doing 13 years, you're going to have a 13-year joint suspension. Mm-hmm. Oof. So if you get caught doing anything, but you're still going to go do a year. He goes, I go, fuck. All those 6 years, I did 6 months. So I had to be good for 5 years, or else I'll get a 13-year joint suspension. Yeah. And, that's what happens, I think, when you're trying to help people. I try to be good to certain people. Not that I'm very selective, but it's just you could read people, especially when you come to the gym. Everybody wants to fill you out. They think, oh, he's a boxer. I'm going to test him out. Even homies. Once in a while, they feel brave,
Isn't that also a little bit of just a boxing mentality with you guys? Like they want to, test each other?
Yeah. Well, look, in boxing, you know already that if you're going to fight, you're going to go on for a long time. No. But up on the street, when you got homies, they say, fuck that, he's no fighter. Either they're going to, this is my thing. I always tell people, either you're going to, I like fighting, don't get me wrong. I always tell them, if we fight, either you're going to kick my ass or I'm going to kick yours.
One of the two.
And let's squash it after that. Right. But una putiza like this, una putiza is not going to kill you. Unless you fucking fall and bump your head really hard. Yeah. But it drives me. It just turns me on like, okay, fuck, hit me, please. And I always try to be smart because I could tell you a lot of cases that I could go. I've been to in and out of jail for petty shit, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. For fighting misdemeanors. But I do enjoy fighting.
Now, did you fought amateurs?
I fought amateur. I fought pro. I had a shitty record as a pro fighter.
How many amateur fights you had?
I had 34.
Okay.
And I probably had like nine losses probably.
Okay.
Yeah, amateur was good. I was a good gym fighter, you could say. Mm-hmm. I was a world-class undisputed champion in the sparring. Yeah. But as a professional fighter, I had 1 win and 3 losses. I had a shitty record. And just because I was undisciplined, I just wanted to be partying and being with girls.
So who have you sparred with? What?
Oh, man, I could tell you all the best.
Yeah, we want to hear
you want to sparred Diego Corrales, Joel Casamayor, Gabriel Rafael Jeremy Williams, Michael Nunn. Mm-hmm. It was Shane Mosley. Juan Lascano. I could give a list, man. It was fun. Yeah. I got beatings in there, and sometimes I defended myself. Not against these guys, but I put hands on them. Yeah. I'm not saying I whooped their ass, but I put hands.
How was your pro career?
It was 1 win and 3 losses.
Oh, so you just did it real quick and you
Yeah,
said,
it was quick. It's something that I could say, you know what, I experienced to be a pro fighter, and I know what it takes to be in there.
was it you just knew the level of competition was just
Too
good?
No, you know what? It wasn't that it was too good. They put the right opponents in front of me,
Right.
and it was just me as mentally. I would go outside the first round and kick ass.
Yeah.
Second round, I was going there. Fuck, why did I feel tired? Fuck, why do I feel tired? Ran out of gas at the second round. Fuck, they stopped the fight. You know? Oh man, so you know.
So what kind of trainer would you say you are?
I could consider myself a trainer, a coach, and a teacher.
Okay.
I like learning that from different coaches. Joe Goosen, I think he's a great trainer. Freddie Roach is a coach. I like to blend in those techniques because I just don't want to be one-dimensional trainer. I want to be a guy that could be able to box or a guy that could be able to move or good defense. So I like to blend all that in.
Now, is there anybody that you ever trained? Is there somebody that you're like, oh man, I'm not looking forward to training this guy? I'm not saying no names, but is there people like that you're like,
oh, you find them all the time, but I wouldn't want to work with a guy like that. You know, train a couple celebrities. Oh yeah, I train a couple celebrities. A YouTuber. Oh, Justin Bieber is amazing.
You think this will take Bieber?
Maybe after 2 beers. Hey, don't get me wrong. Justin Bieber, for being who he is, he has hands. The first time I ever did mitts with Justin Bieber, it was 18 freaking rounds.
Oh shit!
And he lasted all 18?
18 rounds. And this is coming off of a private jet, you know, feeling buzz. Seriously. And people don't believe me that story is, you know, this is a sport where you have to have a lot of stamina.
Yeah.
So like I always tell a street fighter or those guys that get calls all the time, I go, oh man, I believe I'm a good boxer. And I go, why you say that? He goes, oh, because I got hands. I'm a good street fighter. I go, look, bro, when you come in the ring, it's a whole different story. On the street, you have 18 seconds. It doesn't matter who it is. You have 18 seconds to knock that guy out. And if you're fighting an MMA, I'm scared of that, bumping into an MMA fighter. I'm scared to bump into an MMA fighter, brother. Because the motherfucker's going to choke me out or grapple me.
I'll bring you to the ground, too. I ain't trying to box you.
Well, don't get me wrong.
I'm trying to grab this fool.
A street fight is a street fight. Remember, street fight, they could get rocks. You could use anything.
Te muerden todo, güey.
Te muerden todo. This is my thing, but I'm not going to allow nobody to get that close to me, you know?
Right.
I had guys that try to grapple me and try to throw me down. For some reason, I have a way of balancing myself out that makes it so difficult for them. Unless you get...
they're not pros. They're just trying to get you down.
Oh, yeah. They're trying to get you down.
Digging them up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a fun thing.
Hey, the Corrales brothers. Which was the one that got into the fight and killed the fighter?
Gabriel,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was Gabriel a much different fighter after that? Was he ever the same?
Yeah. So after the fight, after he killed Jimmy, because Jimmy was from Colombia. He was from Barranquilla, I think. After that, he killed that fighter. Gabriel took some time off. He wasn't, because imagine having the mom calling you a murderer, a killer after the fight, and he was in the hospital the whole time. Excuse me. After that, getting accused of killing his son, I think it'll get to somebody's head, especially if you have somebody innocent like Gabriel, you know what I mean? People think, no, I don't think it'll affect it. I think mentally it'll affect somebody.
For sure.
So Gabriel took some time off. He starts getting ready for a fight to fight Suma Nelson for the rematch, because the first one I think he won it was in Azteca Stadium against Suma Nelson. It was over 120,000 fans in that stadium. Chavez fought Greg Hagen that night. It was huge. Took some time off. Now he's getting a rematch. We're fighting in Fantasy Springs. We're in Big Bear. We're up there for like 4 months. And Gabriel looks fine, It looks good and everything great, sparring and everything. But fight night, he gets sick. And that was it for him, man. It wasn't the same. And then we get another fight against Arturo Gatti. And I thought Gabriel was doing good until he hurt him, and then he gets caught with a hook. And after that, Gabriel was in. His love for the sport wasn't.
He was just never the same.
It was never the same.
I think he was probably holding back and just, even though he may not want to mentally. I mean.
It's happened to a lot of fighters. A few fighters that I know of. It was Ray Boom Boom Mancini. It happened to Chavez Jr. brother. So, I think it affects people. It's like killing somebody, it'll affect you
yeah, for sure.
mentally, somebody, it'll affect you.
Now, which kind of boxing did you really enjoy in the 80s? Was you more of the welterweights, or did you like the heavyweights?
I like Sugar Ray Leonard.
Right?
He was one of the baddest. Thomas Hearns, and coming up to the early 90s, one of my favorites is Oscar de la Hoya. It doesn't matter what, he was badass. He fought everybody.
Do you think Oscar really lost that fight with Trinidad?
No, he won that fight. I think he just got robbed. I think his corner told him, run. It's a lot of politics, but I thought he won that fight.
I was hating Oscar back then.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was going for Trinidad.
It's like going like with Floyd. Like, I think Floyd is one of the best. Be honest with you, he fought everybody. If you really look at these guys' records, people don't really know. If you really look at these real fighters like Oscar and Floyd, they fought 3 times a month. But I'm talking about, this is how you build world-class fighters. You make them fight once a month, twice a month, 3 times a month, or the following month. They go in there, they train, they fight, knock these guys out. But nowadays, you have a fighter that fights once a year.
Yeah, 10 months.
And it really sucks. This boxing is not the same as it was before. It's bigger, big money now, but it wasn't as it was in the 80s. You got warriors from the 80s to 2000, you could say.
Do you believe there's a difference between a boxer and a prize fighter? Or is it the same thing to you?
Well, there's a prize fighter. A prize fighter is like Canelo. He's a prize fighter now.
Because I see Floyd Mayweather as one of, if not the greatest boxer of our era.
Yeah.
And I see like a prize fighter would be almost like a Manny Pacquiao type guy who's going to go in there and give it all he's got. Because Mayweather, greatest boxer of this era, but I just think he never really left it in the ring because he never wanted that L.
Because he was a smart fighter.
Yeah, he was an intelligent fighter.
But people that really know boxing, look, a lot of Mexicans are going to tell you want to go in there and bang it out.
Yeah, that's the Mexican style.
That's the Mexican style. If you go in there and do that, your career is going to be very short.
Right.
Have you ever seen Canelo really get banged up in any of his fights? When he fought Floyd,
the last one he kind of did.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, well, he challenged himself to step up to be something greater,
too heavy.
Which is great, but it's too heavy.
Yeah.
Floyd, box, footwork, head movement.
Oh yeah.
It's hit and not get hit, and he teaches that to this day. That's why if you sit down with him, you have a great conversation and understand what he's saying. Right. As you can see me, I mumble something. I'm just kidding. But that's one. He was an intelligent, smart fighter. So when he fought, Canelo got his GED, his high school diploma, his PhD, his master's, everything in one night.
He got schooled.
He got school. And he became what he is now. He's the face of boxing. Canelo I think, is one of the best fighters out there now.
Right. No, I agree. Do you think that Mayweather lost the Castillo fight?
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
He did lose that
one. But,
politics.
He was a prize fighter.
Yeah.
There is money. Big money was involved. Big money was invested. When people always say, well, he got robbed. Yeah, but you got to understand, is that guy going to be a superstar like with Floyd?
Right.
Yeah, he was a good fighter. He was a good...
Why do you think he had such success with Floyd on that one? Just how he pressed him?
The pressure. And he came back and tried to do it the second time, but then Floyd
figured him out.
Floyd figured him out. He was in the best shape of his life.
Right. It kind of reminds me of the Sugar, what's his name, in Manos de Piedra.
Oh, he was badass. Duran.
The first one with Duran.
Yeah,
and the second time around.
And when he fought, what's his name? Sugar Ray Leonard. No mas. He goes, okay, I beat you the first time. I don't need to.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be chasing you.
You're running too much. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. You're running.
So there was one fight, and even though he never got dropped, but there was one fight that they counted him as a knockdown. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Who?
Was with he was a good friend of mine. He's from El Salvador, El Famosito Hernandez.
Okay.
Floyd threw, I think it was a right hand or a hook, one of those punches. I don't remember exactly, but he hit him so hard on the head that he broke his hand, and the glove touched the canvas.
Oh, I didn't
and
know
once your glove touches the canvas, they're gonna call you. It's gonna call you a 10 count. Yeah, it's a knockdown.
It's a knockdown, yeah. For
sure. That's one of the fights, just to let people know if they didn't know. I'm sure the people that know boxing know that.
Hey, do you believe that if Conor McGregor would have started boxing at an early age, he would have been a great boxer? Because for the time that he practiced, he didn't do too shabby against.
No, he did a good. But Floyd carried him on. It was great. Come on, he Each one of them are getting $250 million. Come on, you gotta entertain.
I don't know. Mike Tyson will knock you out in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Mike Tyson, I'm going home.
Mike Tyson wants to knock you out here, rip your head off, and eat your heart and your children. You know. but Floyd is an entertainer.
Yes.
Now, you know, he does exhibitions and people want to see entertainment. If you go in there and paying so many millions of dollars, you want to see some entertainment.
Yes.
If you go in there and knock the guy out, it's like, okay, I don't want to see this shit again.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Logan and Jake Paul. I started both of them, and both of them ended up leaving me because of the management. You know, it was all a financial thing.
Well,
and
they started practicing with you?
Yeah, I started Jake and Logan. Look at Logan. I mean, Jake. Jake is one of the. He's starting to be.
It's insane, huh?
Yeah, but see, the beautiful thing about it is that they're entertainers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though they want, I'm gonna tell people, so they could understand on the other side. When you have a nobody fighter like Jake Paul, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to make himself a name for himself. He's really working hard to be a professional fighter. When he's going there against an MMA fighter or these guys that really were good, he's supposed to knock these guys out. If you're not knocking these guys out, then you're not gonna be a real fighter.
Yeah.
And that's why people say, well, he fought on nobody. Well, you're supposed to knock nobodies out until you confront yourself into the future, into an elite fighter or a contender.
Right.
You know?
So, have you ever trained against a friend of yours and known, like, all right, this guy's weakness is this?
Yes. I was partners with Joe. Joe had me work with these guys. So first it was Joel Casamayor. If you guys look up this fight, we fought Diego Corrales. That was a badass fight.
That was one of the greatest fights ever.
Oh, yeah. If you look at that fight and then...
That was like top 5 fights out there.
Oh, if you see that fight, it was a badass fight. So we end up beating Corrales. Casamayor ends up leaving Joe Goosen. Corrales comes into our corner now. We end up winning 3 world titles in that year with Diego Corrales and end up fighting Casamayor, beating him.
Yeah, those were some great fights.
Yeah.
Those were some great fights. Those are like Hagler Hearns.
But if you people out there listening to this, if you guys want to see a badass fight, check out Diego Corrales versus Jose Luis Castillo.
That's the one.
From 1-on-1, that's one of the baddest fights.
Yeah,
Joe had Corrales on this training. It's crazy. Badass.
They both went down a couple times.
They went down, yeah.
It was like a Rocky movie.
Well,
It was like a Rocky movie.
Castillo never went down. That's the thing. But he went down on his feet. Like he was knocked out on his feet. And it was a great fight.
Now, you were pretty close with Corrales, right?
Yeah, very close, man. That was my guy.
And he passed away of was it a motorcycle accident?
Motorcycle accident. He had a so-called friend of his let him go drunk, and he was going 130 miles on a motorcycle on a Hayabusa, and even with a helmet, just killed him.
Yeah.
You know, and I still remember I had a dog, a toy poodle that he gave me as a gift to me and my kids. And the mother of my kids at that time, Cookie, I had her for 17 years. She passed away. It's going to be 3 years, actually, 3 years in this month, July. And recently, a friend of mine gave me a Doberman 5 years ago, and I named him Chico after my dog, after him.
That's right. How hard did the boxing world take that when he passed away like that?
Oh, it was tough because he was a badass fighter. It was hard to hear that because he was a warrior.
Yeah.
He went in there, either you kill him in the ring or... Yeah, that's the type of fighter he was.
Yeah, it's rough to hear.
Now,
Yeah.
Go down like that.
Gotti was kind of the same kind of fighter, right?
Exactly, Gotti. There's a lot of fighters out there that are tough, man. And the generation is just, everything has changed. You got a lot of prima donna fighters now.
Well, like the whole world's changing like that. That's what it is.
Yeah, you got a lot of sensitive people now.
Now,
Sure do.
word on the street is that most of the heavyweights nowadays are actually turning to professional to football and stuff, because nowadays, why is it that the heavyweights back in the 80s and 90s, they look like heavyweights, they look like rocks,
They were in shape.
they were in shape. Nowadays, you look at Fury's a great boxer, but look at his body compared to somebody like Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, some of these guys. What happened to the training? Is it too much papa frita or what's going on?
Too much pupusas, man.
Yeah, what happened to the heavyweights,
It's
man?
just they think they could go in there and knock guys out.
I mean, they could,
They
but
could,
still-
but still, you want to be like, damn, that's a heavyweight.
Professional.
You'll find them, but they're not elite. Look, like Joshua Joshua looks great for a heavyweight.
Yes.
You know, he's 6'6", 6'7", whatever it is, but he's in fit shape. You know, Joe Goosen has a couple of them. You know, Chris Ariola is one of my good friends. Joe trains them, but Joe has.
Chris Ariola also has his weight issues.
Yeah,
He does.
it's just, but you go in there with him, you have to get the kitchen sink and.
Oh yeah, no, they're animals.
But if these guys were to train just a little bit
and be more disciplined.
more disciplined, these guys could be to the top.
Well, I mean, a great example of that, and we'll talk about. We'll talk about it right now. Ruiz or Ortiz, they're gonna be fighting.
I got Ruiz. I'm gonna be going to that fight. That's the company I work for.
Yeah, when are we
going? You want to go?
Yeah.
It's actually you.
When are we going?
I'm gonna talk to TGB. We see if we can make something happen.
Not that guy. He hasn't paid his bill yet.
Oh, he hasn't paid it. My boy from Pest Control.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Pescal Pest Control.
Pescal 818 Pescal. My boy Kevin.
Yeah, he has an outstanding build.
Yeah. Well, I got Ruiz as well. The thing about Ruiz, when he fought Joshua and he won him, that was a great thing, right? For everyone.
Beautiful.
He got so when he came in that last rematch. As soon as I see him walk in the ring, I said, "No." He hadn't even walked to the ring. I said, "What is wrong with this guy?"
You know what it is? That money.
Right?
Not only the money, but
The fame, everything that came with it.
everything came all at once.
Yeah.
But you know, it's the trainer. You have to have it has a lot to do with the fighter, but the trainer, you have to be disciplined.
Well, I spoke to his trainer. What's his name?
Manny Robles.
Manny Robles. I spoke to Manny Robles personally. I actually did a whole interview with him, but I lost the video feed.
Oh my God!
I swear to you, brother, it wasn't a
Yeah, Manny Robles is a good trainer.
Manny Robles told me that he wouldn't go in the gym, that he would send him videos of him supposedly jogging, and at the end,
2 minutes, boo, we done that.
Right?
2 minutes. Oh yeah, here
yeah,
I do that on my Instagram. I run something. I'm working out, and boom, 5 minutes. Oh, I'm tired.
well, that's what Ruiz did to Manny. He did that to him, and he just pretty much just like disregarded him, and then he walked in the ring. You can tell, anybody could tell right away that knows anything about boxing that he didn't train, man.
That's the sad thing about that. When you make that so much money gets you comfortable. Either money's gonna motivate you to keep being successful and being what you want to be in the sport of boxing, or it's gonna take over you and let you be very comfortable and just go in there for a payday.
Well, if he would have came out in that second fight with Joshua and looked at least somewhat like how he's looking right now, right? And he didn't even have to win that fight. If he would have just came out and fought and they would have re-signed him.
You're 100%. You know, the company that I work with still has Andy Reese, and that's who he's fighting, King Kong. And don't get King Kong twisted either.
Oh, no,
you know,
that
King
fool's
Kong,
got rocks.
yeah, he's coming to fight.
That fool's
Even
got
though,
rocks.
but I feel like his age is catching up to
of course.
Ortiz. But Andy Reese is working hard, training hard. I just hope.
Oh, he looks great.
Just because, don't get me wrong, just because he's looking great in shape doesn't mean he's gonna come and perform like he did the first fight.
This is true.
You know, he should just been disciplined the whole time. Because remember, once you train hard, so hard your whole life. Like he said, I trained so hard for this to become undisputed heavyweight of the champion. Fucking go back and do it one more time.
Yeah.
And you would have been a very successful heavyweight champion of the world. Mexican, especially.
Yes, no, they would have loved him.
Man.
They would have paid, that guy could have sold out any arena after that. But after that, all the rest of them like,
Yeah.
wait,
It's a disappointment sometimes.
He was just looking at that second fight just for the knockout. And by that time, Josh was like,
That's what just boxed them. And I believe that he still had the ability to hurt Joshua.
of course, yeah.
Because Joshua, look, my boy Robert Garcia is training Anthony Joshua now. And they're saying he looks great right now for Usyk. I just hope he does.
I think Joshua has a little bit of the after you've been knocked down like that.
He's scared.
You're scared.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. Fuck, what if I get caught? You know, because his chin is really suspect.
Yes.
Not just because of Andy Reese, but prior fights.
Mm-hmm.
But he does going back to your conversation, why some heavyweights to look out of shape. Some just like, what's his name? The English guy you just mentioned.
Fury.
Fury. He'll box the shit out of you all night. I lost a lot of money twice. No, 3 times. With my fucking boy Manny Munoz, man. He beat me. And
Never bet against Fury.
Oh man, because Wilder was one of the guys that was knocking everybody out.
Like an animal, dude.
You know, the first fight, I go, fuck, man, the rematch, he's gonna win. Boom, gets knocked out. You know, Third fight, I go, okay, let's bet.
Yeah.
Oh, he got his ass. You know, I go, okay, I'm never betting against
Tyson Fury.
just. And if Fury fights Joshua, I'm going with Fury now.
Yeah, you gotta go with Fury. No,
Yeah,
Fury is he's something else, man.
He's special.
He's very special. He doesn't look like it, but
Yeah.
he talks that
He's
talk.
special. He's that kind of special, but he's special too. You know?
Well, I think that's also one thing that separates good boxers from great boxers. That's why when people ask, what do you think Muhammad? Why do people say Muhammad Ali is so great? I said because Muhammad Ali is the kind of guy that you beat him and he's gonna come back and he's not scared. He's gonna come back and say, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna knock you out, and he's still trying to knock you out. I never saw fear in Muhammad Ali.
No.
And anytime somebody did beat him, he would come back and
come back and get a rematch and whoop your ass
and
worse.
get that revenge. And most guys, once you get knocked out one time, it's very hard to come back.
It's kind of like Trinidad. When Trinidad would get knocked down, he'll come back and destroy you.
Yeah, when he gets knocked out, that's when the fight starts.
Yeah.
Right? And Trinidad was skinny, but he was. What is it about? Is it some guys are just like naturally got that hit, or can you train somebody to hit that hard?
No, yeah, you can. You could teach how to hit you could teach a fighter how to hit harder.
Right.
Just having his body sit down. I have a fighter right now. He's from England. His name is Hamza Shiraz.
Oh,
man,
I want to talk to you about that guy.
Man, let me tell you something. That guy.
How do you pronounce his name again?
Hamza
Shiraz.
Hamza
Shiraz. Shout out to the boy right there.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you about that young 22. The most disciplined fighter I had in my boxing career, if you could call it. Yeah, as a trainer. I trained Brandon Rios, thanks to Robert.
Brandon Rios, man.
Bam Bam. And I work with a lot of fighters. But I have to make a name for myself as a trainer,
Of course.
By training with Hamza Shiraz, I believe Hamza will be the next badass super middleweight champion of the world. We won 2 titles already so far, small titles. We call them, intercontinental championships. You got to build up, to become a world class fighter, And the way they're building Hamza Shiraz right now in England is the right way. The way they're doing it is right. Because people come up to me, hey, man, when is your guy going to fight a real fighter, a real champion? Well, he's fighting real fighters. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
He's just making these guys look like, amateurs. Because Hamza is... for being who he is. I met him.
He's pretty tall, right?
Oh, he's 6'4".
What weight is he?
He fights at 160. He just went up to 160.
Okay.
He's tall. I met Hamza going on 4 years ago. And at that time, I didn't want nothing. I would like Joe Goosen. I didn't want nothing to do because boxing is so disappointing sometimes. This is a cutthroat business. And I got screwed so many times. And Amir Khan's uncle reaches out to me. He goes, Ricky, hey, I got this fighter. While I was in England, he goes, I got this young fighter. And in my mind, go, yeah, whatever. Yeah, but not disrespectful to him. But in my mind, I was saying, whatever, yeah. And then while I'm in England, a week later, he goes, hey, Ricky, can you come? I want you to do midwork with him. I go, yeah, okay, Taz, whatever. So I go and I did 45 minutes with him. He was dead tired, done. He goes, Ricky, in 3 years, we're going to call you. Guess what? 3 years comes, he fucking called me. Fuck. Hey, the kid is still undefeated at that time. I got him at 12 fights, I believe.
Okay.
We're going on our 17th fight.
Nice.
Let me tell you something. He's impressed me a lot. He's a good listener. I don't need to tell him. Just instructions. And if you really guys know boxing, look at the way I have trained Hamza. Remember this. The fighter's the one. Hamza could leave me or he could go with any trainer. Hamza still will become world champion. But if you really see him, what we've been working on together with the team, step by step, everything I taught him, because I'd been taught by Joe Goosen. I go to the gym and listen to Freddie Rowe. I try to listen to the best coaches out there. And what I've taught Hamza, that's how being winning these fights. Our last fight, he got dropped. And that was disappointing. It's embarrassing as well,
What did he get caught with?
He got caught with just a stupid walking into a right hand. He heard the guy, and he thought he was chasing him to knock him out, and he got caught. That's the most vulnerable spot where you're gonna get caught.
Right.
And it goes more. It goes more deep into it behind the scenes. What happened prior to that? It's a little bit more personal. I don't want to talk about that part, but it got a little bit more personal where I was very disappointed and I didn't want nothing to do with that team. I thought about it that night. I go, fuck, should I leave? If I'm gonna get disrespected, should I leave? I don't even want to deal with this. It made me think about it. I don't need to be in this point. I'm good, So we start camp again September 1st, and I have to sit down with my team and make sure let them know who the captain is of the ship.
What are his, let's say, signature punches? What's he got?
He's like Oscar La Hoya, converted southpaw, meaning that he's a lefty, but he fights right-handed.
Okay.
So he's powerful with both hands. Strong right hand, and beautiful left hook.
Nasty jab.
Oh, nasty! Oh, did you see it? He has the most beautiful jab I've seen, and he's been working on that lately since we've been in camp. But what I love about him that he still has the potential to, and he hasn't even got into his grown man strength yet.
Kid, man.
He's a kid, 22 years old, 6'4", man, lanky, disciplined. And I go, what more can you want? So at the same time, you don't want to pamper a fighter. You want him to be hungry for what he really wants. And sometimes when you have somebody, look, you could do whatever you want with a fighter. Sometimes it's the outside people or people, the advisors that screw up a fighter's career. And it's reality. I've seen that so many times in my gym with so many fighters, man. It's sad.
So what do you think about when Mayweather fought Ortiz and Ortiz actually headbutted him, and then Mayweather just knocked him out when he was coming in for a hug? I mean, like, was that kind of... I remember when I seen it, I was like, oh,
look,
right.
This is so controversial. People are always going to talk about it.
Yeah.
But the rules of the ring, and Floyd knows this, protect yourself at all times.
Yeah.
That's the main rule. Protect yourself at all times. You hugged already. The referee had you touch gloves already. And you guys gave a kiss, and you want to give him a kiss again? Fuck that. You know, you try to knock me out. You try to break my teeth with your head.
But that ref could have called it a disqualification if he wanted to.
No.
You don't think so?
No, because fight. He said fight.
I don't think he said fight.
Yeah, you look at that fight really good.
I gotta look at it again.
You got to look at it again.
Now, do you think Ortiz just got excited because he was landing some good ones and he freaking headbutted him?
No, he was getting frustrated.
Is that what you?
It's just what you do. It's like anything. You get frustrated. Fuck, I can't hit them.
Yeah.
I can't hit him. I can't. What am I gonna do?
You're gonna bite the ear off.
Yeah. That's what Mike did.
Yeah.
When you look, there's so much. This is what I try to teach my fighters, and you guys know. There's always
pay attention. He's one of your fighters.
There's always someone. If you don't know how to practice on something, someone's gonna make you fight. Like Joe Goosen taught me this, Ricky, for a tall fighter. He goes, Ricky, you're tall. You want to teach your tall fighter how to fight on the inside. He goes, if you don't know how to fight on the inside, someone's gonna make you fight on the inside. They're gonna teach you. If you don't know how, you're gonna be asked out. You're gonna be dead meat. You want to be able to do everything. You want to have a full package fighter. A guy that could fight from the outside, a guy that could fight on the inside, and someone that could fight in mid-range. You just don't want to go in there, like I told Hamza, stop looking for a knockout. The knockout's going to come.
Right, yes.
You know? I'm still learning with my guy Hamza, and I'm still learning as a trainer. I'm still learning myself. Nice. That's why I love learning. I love teaching. I could go easily, like right now, his dad just sent me a video. Hey, this is the guy we're fighting. I go in there and just look at it for a minute. That's all I need. I don't want to stay and focus on how we're going to beat him. I see it right away. Thank God. I have a blessing, I think, you know?
That's nice.
But not to be cocky. Don't get me wrong. I'm still learning. As a trainer, I'm still learning. To this day, I asked Joe Goosen, Joe, what do you think? When I'm in England, Joe, hey, this is what's going on. What do you think? I don't want to be arrogant or one of those young trainers think that know it all and fail.
Well, now that you said England, I gotta bring this question up. Mr. Capone.
Hello there, my Pakistani friend.
Yeah, we're looking for your ass over here, Capone. Shout out to Caps. How do Pakistanis treat you when you're in the UK?
Fuck, man. The first time, the royalty, brother. Second time, royalty. They still treat me to royalty. There's this spot that I eat in England. It's called Lakers. A couple of Pakistanians own it. Let me tell you, the best burger ever.
Right.
Fresh. So amazing, man. They treat me like a king.
That's right.
They flew me out to Dubai, man. Come on, who the fuck? Who the heck is going to say, Ricky, we're going to fly you to Dubai?
Hey, the Dubai guys love boxing, huh?
They love it. You know, well, look, it had all to do with the Pakistanis, which is Cam, which my fighter's sponsorship and everything. They say, Ricky, we're going to go to Dubai. We're going to train over there. I go, fuck yeah. Can we do our camps there? But, well, you know, look, Dubai sounds really beautiful and everything, but it's just a fucking hot desert spot.
Look at big time over here.
There's nothing nice about that.
It's just Dubai. You've been to Dubai once, you've been to Dubai twice. It's just Dubai.
Hey, let's go back to Van Nuys. Let's go back to Delano Park and play some softball.
Right. Look at this guy. No, man, but Dubai's they got money, homie.
Oh, it's filthy Oh, man.
So you tell me when you go to Dubai, you stay in one of these huts or you stay in a nice
I
hotel?
stay in a nice hotel. They pay for everything. You know, I don't pay for it. If me, I'll stay at a hostel, you know?
Yeah.
Have any of those like big time guys wanted you to train them yet?
I get calls all the time. I get calls from guys that say, hey, man, I'm 60 years old and I still believe I have a chance. I go, bro, you're fucking 60 years old. They're not going to approve you for a license.
Yeah.
Oh, they want to fight. They want to fight.
They want to fight pro. I go, you're 60. No, this is not BS. I get guys that are 50, 55, 60 that they believe they still have a chance. That they fought in the when they were young. I go, bro, it's
Put me in, coach. Put me
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah. No, I don't want to be one of those coaches.
Hey, so let's go back to when the night of the great Biden of the Year incident, Mike Tyson and Holyfield. Who did you have going into that fight as well?
Mike Tyson.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I had Holyfield.
Yeah, I had Mike Tyson.
I had Holyfield.
I said, did you really? All of a sudden.
I hated Mike. I was such a Holyfield fan, man.
I love the Holyfield. We, I work with James Toney. James Toney ended up knocking him out.
Oh, he did later on in the career, right?
Yeah, later on in his career. No, not his prime. Holyfield was a cruiserweight.
Yeah, yeah.
Became a heavyweight.
And he wasn't even a true one of these heavyweights, man. He was just all hard.
He was the best shape ever. And when I say these are the heavyweights that will fight, these are heavyweights that will fight like featherweights or welterweights, combinations every time.
Yes.
Now heavyweights, they're just looking for one shot or 1-2. And no, these guys were a combination, boom, 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 like Riddick Bowe.
Right.
You know, that was badass.
Well, I think, yeah, when the Holyfield Mike Tyson, I think that Holyfield kind of exposed that, Mike just had that rock, and Mike had that fear. But Holyfield went in there and said, no, I'm going to box you, but I'm going to box you the right way. It wasn't like he was boxing and running.
He was boxing.
Moving out. Be big, moving out.
Mike Tyson was very dangerous before he even went to prison.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell these fighters, some of the fighters that have that knockout punch, like my fighter, Hamza, I go, the knockouts will get you so far. What happens if this guy could take your punch and that could hang with you to 12 rounds and he's outpointing, you're going to lose. You can't let the punch come. Mike Tyson, from the beginning of his career, doesn't matter if you're boxing from the outside. His job was to get inside you.
Yep.
Yes.
Because he was short. His job was to get in there and humiliate you and destroy you and
he would.
And kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And he would until he started having goons around him. And it happens a lot of boxing guys' careers. You have the wrong people on your corner. You got a lot of freeloaders, a lot of smoochers that just come and try to use you, man, for the fame, try to be part of the fame. And I still, I still see that to this day.
Of course.
Now, with certain fighters, I see it and I go, fuck, it's sad. Because in the end, the only one that's left out is just you. Your friends are gone. They used you.
Yeah, you don't got that money, that clout no more.
I see that with Floyd, to this Floyd. I love Floyd because Floyd, every time he starts a camp, he uses my gym. Mm-hmm. And I see that he has a big entourage. You got to remember, he's not making millions and millions like he used to when he was fighting. Now he's making a few. I don't know his. He's
still making million, but
he's still making, but he's not making the 250 million. He's a smart people. He has smart people behind that. I can't speak about his financial thing, but you could see it right away. When you see someone spending so much, and then you don't see them spending that much anymore. So you could read, you could tell.
Yeah. Which is good. He's changing it up.
Yeah, he needs to because sooner or later you're going to be broke, man.
Well, that's what happens to a lot of these guys. They believe that paycheck is going to continue to come the way you did in your prime, and then eventually your accountant calls you and says, hey, you don't got $100 million in there anymore. You got about $5 million, and the taxes on your house is about $1 million a year. So
compared to what we have, compared to having $200 million and having only $70 million, you're broke. Yeah. In their eyes, they're broke. You know what I mean? Me, I want $1 million. Give me $500,000.
Yeah. Right.
Now, from my point of view, and you, I would like to get your insight about this. I think one of the worst things that I really, really dislike about boxing is how the belt situation is. How this boxer doesn't have to fight this boxer. I can pick and choose this guy. I'm from this, not the training camp, but the who's like Bob Arum, different.
He's a promoter.
Okay, I'm from different promoter groups. It's not like the NFL. Okay, these teams are gonna fight this team. At the end, we're all gonna fight each other. Why is that? Why? Because I think if they did that, boxing would be so much better and cut out all the bullshit.
It would, but it's a monetary thing, you know. It's a monetary thing where you could say Bob Arum has his world-class champions, right? He has his fucking cocks there. now you got Al Heyman and TGB. They have their cocks. They have their gallos there. You want to keep that in-house because now you have your champions fighting against your fighters. So just say you and I were from the same promoter, and I'm gonna fight Gil. I want to kick your ass, but the promoter is happy because either way
they're getting paid.
They're either way. They're having a champion in their stable, which either you take the title from me,
and it's still in their house.
And it's still in their house. So now, say you're from Barbarian, we have a fight. You come and we fight, and so and so beats me from Barbarian. Now my stable is not gonna be making that much money no more. Now I have to work harder to get the opportunity to fight for the title and take the title, so we could have in-house money.
Yeah, but it's a disservice to us, man. We want to see people fight. Come on.
See, the fans got to understand it's a business. It's like anything. It's a business now.
So is baseball. But imagine the Dodgers saying, no, I don't want to fight. I don't want to play these guys for the World Series. I want to play these guys for the World Series.
But it's all regular now. That's why you have commissions. But these, it will be great. It will be great. You know,
that conversation isn't even being had whatsoever. Huh? They're like
they don't want to talk about it because
we're gonna make them talk about it, Ricky.
I
will make them talk about this shit, Ricky. Shit.
I would like that. It would be great.
If you had a podcast, you can talk about this.
Oh, thanks to you, Gil. Thanks to you, Gil. I think I'm gonna start a boxing podcast, man.
I think it'll be great.
Seriously, Gil, I never knew nothing about you. I mean, I heard of you because of Kevin and my friend always kept, oh man, have you heard of the American Cholo? And I go, yeah, whatever. And I go and Gil and Kevin goes, hey Ricky, my boy Gil. And when you hit me up on Instagram, I go, fuck, that's pretty cool, man. That's cool they hit me up. You know what I mean? Because I like chit chatting. I like to tell people my story. Just a lot of people don't know it, you know. Mm-hmm. And being on your podcast is amazing. And yesterday I was thinking, man, what if I started a podcast, copy off him, but in a different way, you know? I want to do a podcast where I'm affiliated with boxing.
That'd be great.
And starting from guys that are water boys to where they're at, top trainers, basketball players, everything.
No, you can get some real talent up in there, homeboy. You get Boo Boo in there.
Yeah, Boo Boo. I might have Boo Boo there. I want to hear Boo Boo's story. That's what you know.
You don't want to hear. Yeah.
We're gonna get to that. There you go. And you hear my story too.
I think they both involve Gil.
Boo Boo got beat up by a 16-year-old girl when he was 15 at the Chevron.
Arco.
At the Arco.
At the Arco, homeboy. They went head up. It was the 18 seconds.
What?
Oh man.
What?
Bring this one up again?
I'll tell you a story. I want to hear the story, but I went up against a girl too, but professional. But go ahead.
Tell the story, Boo Boo.
So I'm on Whittier Boulevard. I live out there. I go to an Arco gas station, pumping in my gas. Just sitting there watching it. All of a sudden, I just get smacked from behind in the face. I'm like, fuck, man. I looked around, and it's this gangsta ass chick, you know? I mean, fuck, she was a fucking Daisy Duke.
What?
Shot glass. I don't know if you remember the 90s when he used to wear the long black jackets.
Yeah.
Right? And I turned
The
around,
Raiders?
No, just the long black one with the little hood that you get to swap me. Right? So, what's it called? So she hits me hard, and I was like, what the hell? And I look at her, and it's a chick. So I'm like, what the fuck do I do, you know? And she hits me again. I was like, oh, fuck this bitch. I fucking nailed her, right? And we just both stood there and fucking just duked it out. We were just going face shots for face shots.
You didn't knock her out?
Fuck. No, right? So all of a sudden, she just gets up and fucking walks away, right? So I look at the gas attendant. He's fucking pointing and he's laughing at me, you know?
Fuck.
I'm like, what the fuck? So I turn around because she just stopped and walked, you know? So I follow her, and she gets into a car with 6 or 7 gangsters in that motherfucker.
And none of them came out and jumped you?
No, I don't know. They just fucking, they were laughing.
Oh, they just let her put in the work.
They put her on a mission.
Fuck.
They're like, oh, you think you're bad? There's a fool right there. Go get his ass.
Shit.
And she was probably like, yeah, fuck that, homie. I'm gonna get this motherfucker, dog. Damn, dude.
Damn.
They were fucking
laughing
and laughing.
I need you to train this.
Yeah.
All right, he's giving the American Cholo a bad name.
Yeah, right.
You know, to make it sweet, I had this story too. There was this badass girl in our gym. She was being trained. Her name was Lucia Rijker. They called her Lady Tyson. Mm-hmm. And I went in to spar with her, and you know, at that time I was just going there and train. And Joe goes, "Hey Ricky, go in there, box with her." I was doing good 4 rounds, and I go, "Fuck, I'm not gonna be running."
Yeah.
Because I was doing my thing. I wasn't running. Mm-hmm. and she hits me with a liver shot. And you know, I try to play it off, and I'm running around. I go, fuck this, I ain't gonna run. So I go down on my knees like, fuck. And boom, she comes and cracks me. I go, what a bitch, man. Oh, I was so pissed off. I got back up and I just got out of the ring. But don't feel bad, bro. Don't feel bad.
These girls can fight. These girls can fight.
Look her up. Lucia Rijker. I don't know if you ever saw Rollerball. She was the light-skinned black chick. Oh, beautiful from Holland, man. Beautiful. But very great heart. But she beat she hit me one time. She didn't beat the shit out of me. She hit me.
I'm not you, boo. I'm not you, boo. She didn't beat the shit out of me.
Damn it.
Hey, a lot of people always think that the body shots don't hurt.
Oh, those are the most sensitive spot, man. That's the very sensitive.
I got you out the
either in the chin, or they catch you good on the temple, or on the liver. The liver is very. That's the Mexican liver. That's the Mexican shot.
That was like Chavez fight.
Yeah, man. Chavez will break you down. Any fighter that really knows his boxing will break you down first from the body, then to the head.
How's it feel when you get those shots? I've never been hit that hard.
It's tough. They don't even they don't even need to hit you hard.
Really?
It's just so sensitive. If I hit you right here, like right on the liver, bro, it's just
hits your stomach and
it's like paralyzes you.
It's like the magic spot right there.
Yeah, it feel like you being choked.
Damn.
Not like in the bed, you know, but you ain't choked out. Well, I'm talking about you can't breathe. Like you can't breathe, brother. Yeah. It's the worst feeling ever. That's why you guys, I could have got up, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so I heard you got jumped, fool.
Oh man,
this is all I was waiting for. I heard you got jumped.
I'm gonna tell you this story. It was crazy. I think I was 16 years old, and my grandma did some tranza at that time. You know,
with the business.
Yeah, you know the rear end tranzas back in the days.
Yeah.
So I had to go to therapy. So I'm on Van Nuys Boulevard. And I lived on Irwin at that time. So I'm going to Sepulveda and Van Nuys. So I'm taking all Van Nuys, all to left. And I see this blue Cutlass. And I'm sure if you guys know who it is. So I'm going down, and one of my homies from Van Nuys, has a blue Cutlass at that time. So I go, what's up? And I threw the Van Nuys, you know. And he honked, and they looking at me, but I didn't pay too much mind to it. So I'm walking. This is on Van Nuys and Hamlin. And then I see the car makes a right. And he parks right like maybe 10 feet in front of me. And I see these two guys jumping out. What the fuck? Oh, he goes, puro NH, boys. I go, fuck NH, Barrio Van Nuys, what's up? And they start chasing me with a club from the thing. So I go, fuck, they're gonna fuck me up. So I start running. And the guy that was driving goes back because he left the car on Van Nuys.
Yeah.
So the guy, I go, fuck it, it's just him. He doesn't have the club no more. So I stay, what's up, fool? What's up? Barrio Van Nuys, ba ba boo. So we start wrestling. And somehow, I have a picture to this day. I'm gonna tell you about. So we start fighting everything, and we land on the hood, on the trunk of a car, and I fell down on the face down on the floor and fucking scratched my whole face.
Oh shit!
We start fighting again. We get up, and then I see that guy getting back off the car. I go, "Fuck you guys!" And I take off. I took off. But the story is that I'll go back to the story. That same day, I was so fucking angry. I was angry and pissed off. Fucking H boys. Fucking nappy heads. I say, no disrespect.
I had the same feeling.
Oh, really? Oh, man. So
these guys don't me too. They kidnapped my ass.
So I go back to Delano, and I have my boy Bandit at that time. He was known for jacking cars, and I go, Bandit, man. I go, fuck these motherfuckers. I was all fucking rayado from the face, all scratched up. I go, bro, can you help me get a car? I'm gonna go there back tonight. And we're talking about, this was like 6 p.m. coming back. So like around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, okay, come on, bro, let's go get a car. He goes, just let it get real dark. I'm gonna go to NH. I'm gonna go pull, I'm gonna go on a mission.
Yeah.
Bro, thank God that they didn't come, because I don't know where I would have been up. But I wanted to go put in some work. I was really angry. I was really angry because then 2 days later, the Swami pictures, my mom had me take a picture with my cara all fucking scratched up. Oh, bro. Yeah, like you remember the Swami that you go?
Yeah,
bro. But that's one of the Because I had a lot of experience, doing that with different homies. But that was one.
We can get them right now.
No, because you had to look at it for a
bro,
fucking
yeah.
week.
Bro, it's funny because, look, there's a lot of stuff that I did on my own. And, you're smart with different, bro. I did some stuff with my boys. Sometimes you want to do things on your own. You don't never want to tell people because you never know. You never know. But that's one of the times. That's the time that I went back to the hood and I wanted to go put in really hard work on my own.
You're pissed off at us, homeboy.
Yeah, I was mad, man.
Now look at us.
Yeah. Now we're chit-chatting now. Fucking with Gil, fucking on this podcast.
Now look at us, homie.
I don't think what was my boy Peanut. I think my boy Peanut would have come with me and he would have. Cool. He's just.
Those were the good old days. Now we play handball.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what's up.
And that's the beauty about it, that different neighborhoods. And I wish, look, I hear stuff that's happening out there, and I'm glad that, I don't know what's really going on. Like,
it's going down right now.
Yeah, that's what I hear. But look,
down.
I'm happy what I'm doing, the way I'm living my life. I try to change people's lives. Some don't wanna, and I'm not better than anybody else. Don't get me wrong. I still go once in a while, go cruising. When I have my lowrider, I just sold it actually.
What'd you have?
I have a '64 convertible Impala. I just sold it.
You like to hop, huh?
Oh, I love hopping, man.
How could you hop a car like that? I see dudes hopping.
People would tell me, Ricky goes, that's I invested in like a lot of money.
Yeah.
I invested a lot of money, and people tell me, Ricky, you drive that car like it was a hot rod, because I would vroom, vroom, and then I hop and I'll chip and I go fuck and I'll take it to my boy Edson at Premier Auto Body. I would take the car to get painted, and he goes, bro, you gotta stop hopping the car. So right before I sold the car, I had to repaint the whole car. I painted that car 4 times. Jesus. 4 times.
Fixing them quarter panels like crazy.
Well, the quarter, it wasn't even was it the quarter panel? It was by the door because it's a convertible top.
Yeah.
So, the top doesn't have, so I chipped it multiple times. Other than that, I had fun with it.
Yeah.
It took me 3 years to build. I enjoyed it for 1.5 years on the street.
Right on.
But I enjoyed it. I had fun with it, man.
You sold it for a profit or a loss?
It was for a good profit. That was, to be honest with you, it's one of the highest paid 64s that. And
out in the country or
no, it was here. It was here. Yeah, it was here.
You still gotta see it again.
I see it actually. You'll see it. You'll see it very soon. It's one of the best car brokers out there. His name is Wires Only. He's a broker for Mayweather, Jamie Foxx, J Balvin. Really? Yeah, he's out there. Yeah, his name is RD. Look him up. RD. He's my boy.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. Now that we're almost towards the end of this podcast,
you want to try to jump me here?
Yeah.
Nah. Trying to call the homies on.
We're gonna jump Gil.
I got my boy Kevin over there.
Hey, that fool's money, homie.
We got tax his ass right now?
Hey, the homies are outside. Don't even trip, fool. We got you, homies. The homies, come through, homie. We got this spot right here, homie. We got this spot right here.
Hey, I'm on his side. You guys kidnapped me.
Hey, I got Kevin's back because today he went to pest my house, man. He went to kill the what's it called? The mosquitoes.
That's right, homie.
Yeah.
So now, going from a young 12-year-old kid from Barrio Van Nuys scratching on
windows,
tagging on windows
on the gym, right? Do you ever look back and say, "Man, look where my life is at," homie? Because you're living an amazing life.
Yeah. Look, it looks amazing on Instagram. Everybody's gonna post. I post the real stuff. I don't like to showboat or like to. Some people might assume that I'm showing off when I'm traveling or when I'm posting my car. I'm not showing off. I'm not trying to say that I'm better than this or I got a lot of money, which I'm broke to this day still. I just work hard and Joe Goosen told me, because Ricky, people think I'm rich because they see me on TV or I'm doing interviews, but he goes, I just make it look good. Same thing with me. I make it look good. I live amongst my means, I learned that I could go broke trying to flaunt stuff that I don't even have.
Right.
So I keep it very simple. I live in a townhome, 3-bedroom townhome. I'm happy. People tell me, Ricky, you could afford to go buy a big house. I could, but why would I want to? Yeah, but why would I want to do that to try to impress people to say that I live in a big house? I'm not at that level yet.
So is that loan that I asked you out of the question?
Well, we could talk with interest. Hey,
I just want to finish my
but you have, hey, but you,
loan out of the
hey,
question
but you
here.
have to sign a contract between bananas and the nappies.
Damn it.
Man, we got both of the homies on this call. Hey, homie, this was a fun, great podcast. Like I told you, as far as you starting your podcast, I would more than be happy to go there.
Thank
and
you,
help
brother.
out,
Appreciate it, man.
Let you know how to do it, man, because we need to get more message out there of people that come from the barrios, homie.
Yeah.
And go through all that struggle. And now we're successful people, taking care of their children, and being role models for the community, man. So I want to just thank you for coming on here. You can look at the camera, give your shout outs, tell people where they can find you, and tell them about the gym, man.
Oh, man, you could come. Follow me at Ten Goose Boxing _ That's my Instagram. Once again, TENGOOSE Boxing _ Gym. It's in Van Nuys, California. Don't forget, VANNUYS.
And let me get these 2 super chats out the way, Chris. It said El/Joseph. Gil, what's up with adding the silent H for Hispanics in the Cali Mac? No problem. We'll put it in next week, man. And then the last one is from Love NoHo 818, that $49.99 super chat, man. Damn, he actually paid his bill this month. And you got anything on that?
No, I'm good.
Just-
I'm good.
just make
Dude, how does somebody, for a young kid to go to your gym, how do they get involved?
Okay, so they could call me. My number is very public, and I'll give it out to you guys right now. That's my personal line, so I control the way I run my gym. My nephew, whose name is Funez, he's the one who runs the gym. He runs the kids program, and I love that about him. He's a retired professional boxer. I do the financial part where people could call me and ask me for the gym membership, and
It's pretty affordable for
very.
for
It's
a kid that don't have parents to, because you're in Van Nuys.
Look.
So a kid that have parents that don't got money, like
when I get those kind of people, I help them out.
Yeah.
But I like to talk to them in person because people want to. Can you help me? How much is it? When you come to me in person, I'll give you a price where it'll be affordable for you. And don't get me wrong. I don't want to go broke either, because then if I help the whole world and look, I'm gonna help everybody I can, because we're in a community where, look, like Kevin, he comes to my house and takes care of me. We help each other out.
Yeah.
I have my friend at the body shop, Edson. He takes care of me. Like Gil, I don't know, construction. I have so many friends in construction. We help each other out.
Network.
You network. Same thing with people. Some people can't afford. Their parents don't have money. I help them out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. People say, "Oh, he's too expensive." No, I would charge a fair price, but I give people opportunities. If you don't have money, I'll help you out. But make sure you're committed to come, because once you fail, then I'm gonna go back to the regular price.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that means that the money that I'm trying to help you with, you're not valuing the effort that I want to help you out. And if you just want, okay, I'm gonna come once a week or every 2 weeks, then just pay me the regular price, because you're gonna know how hard it is to work for something that you work for.
Today's prices ain't yesterday's prices.
You got that.
Boy.
You got that right.
So somebody asked about Stitch.
Oh, Stitch is one of the best good cutmans out there.
Okay, so how's Stitch doing?
Oh, Stitch is good.
Right,
Stitch is a great cutman.
And then there's another one. They say, Boo Boo is gonna get a sex change to become a female boxer.
No. He don't need. Hey, where nowadays you don't need that. You just have to say my new gender is this.
And for the record, I thought it was Funez.
Oh,
but
man.
you're the original Fu.
Funez, because Fool's Gone Wild took that shit from me.
They stole your shit.
Yeah.
The Funez.
Hey, what's up? That's what Mario Lopez. Mario Lopez is a good friend. He goes, Funez.
Mario Lopez, I'm looking for you, homeboy. That's another one on my list, homeboy.
Yeah?
I'm looking. Yeah, he's got a.
He has a podcast. I'm gonna talk to him.
Yeah, talk
he
to
comes
him,
he comes to the gym, man.
Dile que no tenga miedo. Props to my brother Ricky. There you go. That's from Jimmy Caddy. And that's about it, people. I think I think we had a good time.
Yeah, I had a great time here, man.
I think we had a good time. We should be going live tomorrow with a very, very, very another special guest. If his back gets better, hopefully you don't flake on me for the 4th time. Other than that, guys, we appreciate you coming in. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to go check out Homeboy's gym. Support him.
Ten Goose Boxing, baby. Ten Goose
There
Boxing.
you go. And support Boo Boo's Goal Fund to learn how to box a female. And with that being said, Fade to Black. Chris, we're out of here, baby. Bye. Fade to Black.
That was great, brother. That was